When it comes to building a new home, you might think that all building companies are similar and the only thing that separates them is the price you pay. However, in this industry, while you may not always get what you pay for, you certainly do not get what you don't pay for. By that, I'm talking about service, because unfortunately, not all builders employ specialists to help you get started with your building your new home. Hi, I'm Ryan Stannard from Stannard Family Homes. We custom design and build unique homes for families in Adelaide. In most cases, and it's certainly true of builders operating display homes, you will find yourself dealing with a salesperson who is driven by commissions rather than a building consultant who is focused on client satisfaction. Volume builders employ salespeople without qualifications, knowledge, or even experience in the construction industry, and measure success in terms of hitting sales targets. Professional builders, on the other hand, offer their clients a fully trained, experienced custom home specialist who will guide you through the process of designing and building your new home. The fact is, sales reps operating in display homes have only 5 to 10 minutes to sell you on the idea of building with them, because the moment you walk out the door, you'll be walking into a competitor's display home offering a very similar package at a very similar price. These salespeople know that what they have to offer isn't unique compared to the 12 to 15 display homes that surround them. So literally, they have one opportunity to reel you in. As a result, display home salespeople use any tactics they can in order to convince their visitors not to leave, which is why they always start with an unrealistically low starting price, a timeline that has never been achieved, and a start date that has never been an option before introducing manufactured artificial deadlines in attempt to get you to sign the contract quickly. A custom home specialist consultant, on the other hand, is not looking to sell every client. They can't, because the process requires specialised construction knowledge, which means they look for the right clients to work with rather than any client. Recently, I advertised for a custom home specialist to join our team at Stannard Family Homes. One of the applicants that applied had previously been employed as a salesman for a volume home builder. He wanted to do something different because he was fed up with the way his current company operated, and went on to share some of the dubious tactics sales teams were encouraged to use in order to get customers to sign on the dotted line quickly. Here is what he shared with me. Firstly, volume builder salespeople always understate the likely price of the build. They know that they have to offer something that sounds exceptional in the initial meeting, because after the initial meeting, if they haven't signed the client by then, they won't ever see them again. Unfortunately, as in most things in life, if it looks too good to be true, then it probably is. The way it worked was for the client to be hit with additional items later in the process that were deliberately left out of the original estimate. To sweeten the deal, the timeline for the home to be completed was always a date that appealed to the consumer, but was impossible for the company to deliver on. The reason they did this was because it worked. The truth is, salespeople are driven by commissions on their sales, and because they have no further contact with their customers once the contract is signed, so there are no consequences or repercussions. Their focus now becomes on the next sale, rather than ensuring that their clients' expectations are met and then exceeded. Conversely, custom home specialists are less focused on getting their prospects to sign up and more focused on ensuring that the required information is in place, because they know they will be the ones dealing with the client all the way through the build process, not just during the design phase. A big reason why custom home specialists are dedicated to ensuring their clients enjoy their building experience from start to finish is because they are dependent on referrals for future business. Unlike display home salespeople who have an unlimited number of prospects pouring through their display homes every day, Custom home specialists deal with a limited number of opportunities, so they cannot afford to burn people. Another tactic that was shared with me by this applicant was how they would manipulate square metre rates in order to create a favourable comparison with another builder. Inclusions were systematically and deliberately left out in order for them to quote a square metre rate that was $300 per square metre less than it was even possible to build for. By the time the customer gets the true price per square metre with all of the inclusions they were led to believe had been previously included, then the quote invariably becomes more expensive than building with a specialist custom home builder. Building a custom home is one of the biggest investments you'll make in your life, so you need to make sure you're signing up with a builder that takes into account your individual circumstances, time and budget. Professional builders set out to exceed your expectations throughout the entire design and build process rather than view you as a number. To ensure you get the home you desire, I've put together a quick guide for you to download, the 7 things you must know before designing a new home. It's completely free and it'll help you to avoid any nasty surprises that can sneak up on you when building a custom home. Just click on the link below and let me know the email address you'd like me to send it to.